Hi there. Um, I guess for reference sake, it's Saturday, August 16th or 17th. I forget, and I can't use my phone because I'm recording on it. But it's about 10 o'clock at night, if not just a little after. I just got home from my job, my second job. Oh, and I had something interesting happen on the way back. Something I wasn't thinking would occur, I guess, and I just want to share it with you because I think it's this kind of moment or these kind of moments in our lives that help us get to where we need to go in our understanding, in our beliefs, in the various ways in which we do life. So I've been discouraged the past few days due to various things in my life, and it hasn't been any fun. No one said life was supposed to be, I know, but that's like a good Sunday school answer. It tells you the truth, but it doesn't help you really understand it. And sometimes we really need to understand the truth doesn't help by itself. It's like the truth is comprised of more than just words, or more than just facts, or more than just knowledge. It's like it's a three-dimensional or five-dimensional thing, and we try to call it truth and we get the three-dimensional when there's five dimensions. It's kind of like that, I think. But um, I was driving home from work, and I was frustrated, and I was sad. And I thought, this is dumb. It shouldn't be this way. I thought, why? Why am I, or why is life, or just why is it like this? And I'm prone to talk to God about things, and so I asked him, why, God, why? And then I think I stepped back into myself or stood away from the question I was posing to him to criticize and judge myself and say things like, well, that's the wrong question, Doug. It's a dumb question. It's because, I've said it before. You've said it before, Douglas. There are good questions and there are bad questions. There are healthy questions and there are unhealthy questions. There are right questions, there are wrong questions, and you're not asking me the right question. You even tell people yourself that, to be a healthy, mature Christian, you don't ask why so much as you trust who. And so I judged myself. And I hated myself. It seems by Christ himself. Man, what a terrible thing to do. Don't do that. And regardless of regardless of my realizing if I did that now and not so much then, I had this thing as I was getting on the interstate. This, normally I would say something like it was the still small voice of God in me, or God prompted me or something. But this time it wasn't so ethereal or supernatural. It wasn't this outward call to an inward pressing. There was just something inside of me that seemed to come from me. And in my spiritual way, I suppose I'll say it's like that Psalm 22 or 20 or whatever, where it says, in the congregation great, I offer praise you have supplied, which suggests that even the praise and the goodness we give God comes from a place of his sovereignty that he orchestrated and he made. So it's not even ours to begin with. It's just a gift he gives us to give him. So maybe it's something like that. I don't know. But something in me said, talk to God. Something inside me said, talk to him, Douglas. And so, even though I thought it was dumb, even though I was sure I was asking the wrong question, even though I hated myself, and I don't know how anyone can fix that or if I believe that, I talked to God and opened myself up to my Savior, and I asked Him why. Why, God? I know. Well, for the context of this video, I don't suppose it matters too much if the context of the why is addressed or not, because we all have our why questions. We all want to know. Why do we suffer? Why do we feel so much joy only for it to be snatched away from us? Like it wasn't real to begin with, or like it was never ours to have, and we were just being teased. Why do we have to fall in love with anyone or anything so that they can just die? Or even worse, so that they can leave because they think you're bad or you're unhealthy and they don't want to deal with you, and they're still alive out there ready for them to receive love, but they don't want your love. These are all things, in a sense, we kind of go through. Why did my dog die? Why don't I have air conditioning in my van? Why do everything have to be so expensive? Why can't I stop spending money? It's like, I don't understand, and these things are all relevant to us, to me, in some fashion or another. But the point is, I asked my God, I asked Him, asked the one who could so love and save my soul, that He did what it took. He gave the grace that needed to be expended to save me. And I think by talking to Him, even though He had no answers He gave me, even though He didn't assure me of anything, even though He didn't make life easier, or more copacetic, or level, or anything, even though He didn't do really anything I want, right? You think I would desire most, like, even though He just didn't step through in that way. He still met me. He still met me. We didn't have to do that. He didn't have to be present. He didn't have to offer any condolences or theirs. He didn't have to pat me on the back and hold me through. He didn't have to do anything. And even though He did nothing I wanted. The one thing he did do, that was everything I needed, also revealed to me it was everything I wanted. And so I guess, since this is going on, if I was to leave and impart a message to you or anyone, it would simply be that although God is the great physician and he is a healer and a lover, and although he is a creative and an eternally sovereign, he often doesn't do what we want him to do. He really doesn't. He doesn't save our friend. He doesn't keep our mom alive. He doesn't bring our dad to salvation. He doesn't help us know that our pets are going to be okay, that they'll make it through the night. He doesn't show us that we'll have a surefire place to live no matter what forever. He doesn't give us grandiose assurances of money or fame. He doesn't do the things we want. But as I'm finding, it seems to me, even though that is true, as a child of God, as I say, as a true born-again believer, as a follower of the way, as a one who wants to be with my Abba Father and choose to be pleasing to him, even though I fail so much as one of those people, those children, though my dad doesn't do what I want, when he does do what he does, it is always out of love. And it is always out of true care and of the utmost of concern for my well-being and my livelihood. He doesn't want me to suffer, no. But somehow the fact that I do doesn't disqualify his love or care. It doesn't invalidate the reality of his new morning mercies. It doesn't take away from his goodness and kindness. And I can know that. I can experience that because I talk to him. Because I don't have one right near me, but because I get into his word. Because I sing his songs. Because I know him. It seems the moment I step away or I choose to forget, the real trouble begins. And I'm bawling and crying in pain here. As you see, I tell you, I feel more peace and goodness than I have all day. Through all the pain and the sadness and the despondency I've gone through, I know peace now because of God that I would not have had if I did not go to him. And so I continue to pray to him. I pray that maybe you can find that too. I don't love myself very well, so it's hard to say I love you. But with what love I can give, I throw it out there. Take care, guys.